So in Adobe Illustrator, there are three types of masking. Let's have a look on them. The first one is draw inside. Actually, it's not a masking, but it works exactly like that. So we put that in masking category. To demonstrate you, let's make an ellipse. Hold Shift key to make it a perfect circle. All right. Now take Move tool, and in the bottom of the tool panel, you will get this little icon which is Draw Inside. The hotkey is Shift D. Just click on it and make sure it is selected. Just hit on it, and you will get this dotted border which indicates that we have switched to Draw Inside mode. And now you can just deselect it. Now let's take Brush tool and let me change its color, maybe yellow, and let's increase the stroke width so that you can see it better. And let's draw on the artboard passing through the circle. So here I draw it, and until now I do not release the mouse, so it looks like the stroke is just cutting the circle, it's going through it. But as soon as I release it, the line will remain under the ellipse only. All right. Actually, stroke width is not increased, so let me increase it again. All right. Let's make another stroke, and this time maybe some complicated. And if I release it, it will remain inside the circle only. So it will work like just masking. But you can do that only one object at a time. I mean, if you want to do that onto two objects, that's not going to work. Let me demonstrate you. And let's get rid of the draw inside mode. Let's create another circle. The first one, this should be solid fill. And let's create another object, maybe a rectangle with a different color, obviously. Okay. Now, to go inside the draw inside mode, we need to select the object. And here you see draw inside mode is active. I mean, it can be activated. But if we select both objects, now we cannot activate it. So we apply draw inside mode on one object at a time. Okay, let me show you one more thing. If I select this circle, and if you open layer panel, the shortcut key is F7, and you can also find that under window menu. Here is layers. All right, so if we expand this layer, you will see there are one object, which is the blue rectangle, the ellipse, yellow one, and here is a group. Expand it, and there are three objects: the circle, which is clipping mask, the path of brush, I think it will be the high stroke width, and the second one. So this is a way of masking draw inside. Let's create another one. So let me delete it first. The next one is clipping mask, and I am sure that you have used this many times, but I will show you right here. So let's create a rectangle, maybe blue one, and let's create an ellipse. Change its color, whatever you like. Well, it's just a very, very bad color combination, but this is only for demonstration. Okay, to use clipping mask, we always put the mask layer above to the another layer which is going inside that mask. All right. So this circle is our mask layer. So we bring it to front. If it is in back, then we can just right click, arrange, bring it to front. Or we can also do it by using this layer menu, obviously. So now we select both objects. We go to object menu, clipping mask, and just make. The rectangle will be inside the circle, and the mask layer will be transparent. And the interesting thing is, if you go into the layer panel, you will see the group, expand it, and here the circle layer is in front of the rectangle layer, but always a clipping mask layer will be treated as background in the case of clipping mask. All right. So you can also change its color right now. Let me show you. To select this ellipse, always click on this tiny circle. Don't select it like this way that I'm just clicked on this layer so it is selected right now. No, it will not work like that. Just click on this tiny circle and now it is properly selected. So we can go to the fill and we can change its color whatever you like. Here it is. And the one interesting thing is there I want to show you. Let's create another object, maybe an ellipse with different color, and let's draw it over the ellipse. Okay, so here our green circle is, it's outside of this group. But what if we put this green circle inside this group? Let's actually put it and see the effect. As soon as we put it, this big circle will act as mask for this green circle also. And it will not matter on which order this green circle is. I mean, if I put it below the circle, the result will be same. The only thing which is going to affect by the order is, let me show you first. If I put it below the rectangle layer, now if I move the circle will go below the blue rectangle, and if we layer stack, it's above the rectangle, it will be above the blue rectangle. The order will affect in this way. All right. So this is clipping mask. Let's have a look on third masking, that is transparency mask. Let me delete it. So let's create a rectangle first. All right. And I'm going to copy it and Control Shift V to paste it on same place. So we have two copies. Let me undo it. And on the upper copy, I'm going to use a gradient. So let's open the gradient. Just click on it. And here is our gradient. So what we are going to do, we are going to add one more node here. All right. And color of it will be white. And on the last node, let's change its color to black. So how it works, I'm going to select both objects. Remember, there is a green rectangle below this gradient rectangle. And now go to window and open transparency. Here it is. And here in the context menu, here you'll get make opacity mask. Make sure both objects are selected right here. Okay. Now go inside the transparency context menu and I'm going to hit make opacity mask. And voila. Actually, how it's working. If you remember, in the upper rectangle, there is a gradient. This left side is black. This right side is black. and the middle part is white. So where there is black, the object will not appear, which is below the gradient rectangle. And where there is white, the below object will be visible. Can you get it? The same as layer mask works in Adobe Photoshop. If you remember, we apply layer mask, and if we paint with black color, that's gonna to hide the background. And if we paint it with white, that will increase the selection. I mean, it will reveal background image. Same is here. And obviously here you can see we have the rectangle, which is back of the first rectangle, and this one is clipping mask, on which we have the gradient. So if we select it and go on the fill, we can change its color obviously. And remember, we are changing the back rectangle's color, not the gradient, right? And here I am working in a older version of Adobe Illustrator. If you are working on a newer version, you don't have to go to this context menu to create this mask. I believe you will get here a button for creating mask. So this is all, guys. Hope you will like it, and in next tutorial we will bring something interesting for you. Thank you.